You want to know the truth about leadership that almost nobody has the courage to say out loud? Most leaders look confident on the outside and are quietly falling apart on the inside. And I don't say that to shame you. I say that because after 23 years inside Fortune 500 rooms, boardrooms, war rooms, crisis rooms, conference rooms, Zoom rooms, I learned one thing. Power does not protect you from pressure. If anything, power multiplies it. Some of the most senior leaders I ever coached were the most afraid. Afraid of being irrelevant, afraid of making the wrong call, afraid of disappointing the people who believed in them, afraid that the whole room would suddenly realize they weren't as invincible as their title suggested. And here's the moral earthquake I want to hit you with. Leadership does not break you because of what you carry. Leadership breaks you because you believe you're supposed to carry it alone. Take a breath, because today I'm giving you the top 1% career lessons every leader needs, the lessons I learned the hard way personally and also by watching hundreds of powerful people rise, crumble, recover, and reinvent under pressure. Hi, Unbreakable leaders. I'm Pav Lertjitbanjong, courage decision scientist and leadership coach. I don't just give advice from a title. I give it from studying 500 plus leaders under pressure for 23 years inside top billion-dollar brands and as a leadership coach. I've watched brilliant leaders crumble because of fears they never admitted. I've seen toxic managers get promoted and courageous ones get silenced, and I know why. I've spent my career inside high-stakes companies watching the real psychology behind leadership. That's the advantage I teach from. Welcome to PAVNESS Unbreakable Leadership Lab, Courage Under Pressure. Let me take you into a moment I will never forget. One of my clients, a senior VP at a top finance firm's brilliant, intimidating, calm under fire, once asked me into a private room after a tough board meeting. The second the door closed, he let out a breath like he'd been holding it for 3 years. He said, "I don't know how much more of this I can take. Everyone thinks I'm strong, but I'm tired. I'm carrying the decisions of thousands of people. I'm expected to be unbreakable, but where am I supposed to put my fear?" He had tears in his eyes from a man who ran a billion-dollar division. And standing there, I realized something nobody tells you about leadership. Your title grows, your responsibility grows, your consequences grow, but your human capacity does not magically grow with it. And here's the truth nobody tells you. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to have limits. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to feel things. You are allowed to not have the answer. You are allowed to ask for help. You are allowed to break and rebuild stronger. But most leaders don't know that because somewhere along the way, leadership became a performance instead of a practice. Let's talk about why leaders actually crack under pressure and why the strongest ones often fall the hardest. First, fear distortions. When pressure spikes, your brain lies. It tells you, you're one mistake away from losing everything. You can't slow down. You can't let people see your doubt. You're falling behind. Second, nervous system hijack. Your body goes into survival mode. You react instead of respond. You say yes when you should say no. You push when you should pause. You become the worst version of yourself while trying to be the best for everyone else. Third, decisional drag. The more decisions you make, the slower your brain becomes, making your decision-making process slower. Leaders don't burn out from work. Leaders burn out from constant decision-making with no emotional recovery. Fourth, chaos fragility. We are living in an AI accelerated, always on, shifting every month world. Your nervous system wasn't built to constantly handle chaos without breaking. So when everything speeds up, you start to break down. Fifth, identity collapse. The higher you climb, the more your worth becomes tied to your output, your image, your title. You forget that you're a person before you're a leader. I've been surrounded by this for decades. I've been inside the machine, and I'll tell you something I've watched happen to even the strongest people. Leadership can make you forget yourself, and once you forget yourself and you lose clarity, courage, and eventually purpose. So here's the twist, the reframe that hits you right in the soul. Being a great leader has nothing to do with being perfect. Being a great leader has everything to do with being grounded. Your people don't need you to be superhuman. They need you to be present. They need you to be honest. They need you to be stable. They need you to be human. And you cannot be human when you're operating from exhaustion, fear, or shame. So now I'm going to give you the PAVNESS framework, the one executives thank me 4 years later because it changed the entire way they lead under pressure. This is the Courage Under Pressure protocol. 4 steps. Simple, tactical, identity shifting, career changing. Step 1, stabilize yourself before you lead others. Your team can't feel safe if your nervous system is in fight or flight. Your clarity is their clarity. Your steadiness is their confidence. Your tone sets the temperature in every room. Leadership is emotional contagion. Own your state. Step 2, lead from truth, not performance. The best leaders I've ever coached are honest. They don't hide reality to look good. They don't sugarcoat turbulence. They don't pretend they're fine when they're drowning. Truth builds trust faster than charisma ever will. Step 3, slow down your decisions, speed up your integrity. In the AI era, speed is seductive, but speed without clarity is a career killer. When everything is noisy, the leader who pauses, breathes, and chooses with courage wins long term. Your decisions shape lives. Choose them with intention, not panic. Step 4, protect your humanity, like it's a leadership skill, because it is. Your rest is strategic. Your boundaries are strategic. Your mental health is strategic. Your emotional honesty is strategic. Leaders who lose their humanity end up destroying their influence. Now let me talk to you directly. You don't have to do this alone. You don't need to carry pressure in silence. You don't need to pretend you're invincible. You don't need to hold your breath from meeting to meeting. You don't need to sacrifice your soul to keep a seat at a table that forgets you're human. You deserve a leadership life that doesn't cost you your health, your joy, or your family. So here's what I want you to do the next time pressure hits. Pause before reacting. Breathe before responding. Tell the truth before performing. Choose identity before urgency. Lead with courage instead of fear. Your team doesn't need a superhero, they need a human with clarity. Now your playbook, 3 steps you can implement today. 1, take one task off your plate and delegate it immediately. 2, block 30 minutes this week for silent thinking. No meetings, no noise, just clarity. 3, tell one honest truth to your team you've been avoiding. Watch how your transparency creates safety. If you're a leader trying to stay clear, confident, and courageous in a world that keeps throwing pressure at you, this is your show. Subscribe, like, comment, and share this with a leader who needs a breath today. We're rebuilding courage under pressure together.